I just want to complete these things, and I also want to proceed with the cash management today. We still got another 1 hour time. Okay, so that tomorrow we can start with the fixed assets. So this should not take much time. We'll proceed with the next step, which is customer merge. So what is the reason for the customer merge, and why do we go for the customer merge? So there could be various reasons, and one scenario is, see, now we have created all the invoices under Raymond's suitings. Okay, and for under this Raymond suitings we have created one site. Okay, and under this particular site we have created all these invoices. There are so many different invoices. Let us assume that Raymond suitings is acquired by some other company, say ABC Textiles. So this is the company which has acquired Raymond suitings. Okay, now Raymond suitings is completely merged with ABC Textiles, and Raymond suitings do not have its legal existence in the market. Now all the billing, everything should go into ABC Textiles. Now even for the existing open invoices also, they should get reflected under ABC Textiles. If you go to the invoice screen, for all the invoices which are already created under Raymond Suitings, system will not allow you to change the customer name from Raymond Suitings to ABC Textiles once the invoice is already accounted, generated, transferred to GI. Now what is the option? In those cases, we can use the concept of customer merge. If you do a customer merge, you are merging this Raymond Suitings into ABC Textiles, then system will end date or delete this particular customer. Okay, and then all the future invoices we can create against this particular customer, and all the existing invoices will automatically get reflected under ABC Textiles. So if you do an account, say if you go to the transaction inquiry, and now if you check for the invoices, we'll pick up some of the invoices. There are a lot of invoices now open under Raymond Suitings. Okay, so all these are the invoices which are what do you call, created under Raymond Suitings. Now we will try to create a new customer by name ABC Textiles, do a customer merge, come to this particular screen, and then you should see that all these invoices should reflect name of ABC Textiles. Customers, create, maintain. So obviously we need to have one customer, ABC Textiles. So I'm just creating this customer with the basic details. Okay, India. Some address. Okay, so there is one particular bill to address. Apply. So now we have one customer by name ABC Textiles. Click on apply once again. Okay. Now we'll do a customer merge. So there are different kinds of merge, customer account merge, party merge. So we are talking about only customer merge. So what is my from customer? From customer is Raymond's. What is my to customer? ABC Textiles. Okay. So what do you want to do? Delete after merge. Okay. I want to delete this particular customer after merging. Okay. And as far as this ABC Textiles is concerned, I am asking the system to exactly create the same sites. Okay. So this customer will be deleted, and all the invoices will get reflected under this particular customer. And as for the sites are concerned, I am asking the system after merging, do they create the same sites under this particular ABC textiles. Okay, you can click on save, or you can directly click on merge. So now try directly click on merge. For improved performance, please save this merge for later and run saved merges from the standard submit request screen, or you can continue and run this single merge request immediately. I want to continue. That's only a node. So a request got triggered. Okay. Now wait for the request to be completed. And once this particular request is completed, now we will go back and check all the open invoice which were there earlier under Raymond Shootings. It should get reflected under ABC Textiles.
So we never mentioned that whether this merge is at the party level or account level, right, Arvind?
Account level. If you look at this, I went to screen account merge.
Okay, okay.
Okay, it's completed. Now go to the transaction screen. Now query for Raymond Shootings. Value is not entered because the customer is also deleted. Because if we check that particular checkbox, see all the invoices, including the closed invoices, everything is now getting reflected under ABC Textiles. All the invoices, including the closed invoices, including those invoices which are created in the previous month, including the invoices which are transferred to GL, everything. Because remember, we are deleting the customer. If you are deleting the customer, then all the open, closed, previous period, current period, transferred to GL, everything should get reflected under the new customer, and which is what system has done. And we have checked the checkbox that create a similar site. So for all these transactions, whatever the sites which were reflected under the earlier customer, the same sites were created under the new customer, and all these invoices are created under those appropriate customer sites, and customer name is ABC Textiles. And coming back to the last topic, period closure and reconciliation and standard reports. Okay, so as far as the reconciliation is concerned, the reconciliation between your AR and GL is, in AR you need to run aging report. The balance outstanding as per your aging report should match with the GL balance in GL. So this being a testing environment, we did so many different testing, and in some cases we have actually created some kind of a dummy data. So I'm not sure if we will be able to really match my aging report with the GL. And in order to do that, for under all operating unit, you need to, you need to do a kind of a real period closure. You need to ensure that create accounting program is completed. You need to ensure that transfer to GL transfer to GL is already ran. You should ensure your all the journals in GL are posted. Then only you'll be able to match your aging report with your GL balance. So I'll just run your aging report. So there are various versions of aging report, agent 7 bucket, 4 bucket, and there are so many other versions. I just go with the 7 buckets. Different parameters is to display the data in a different way. And generally you run this particular program at the end of the month, once your create accounting is done, and once the transfer to GL is completed, and once the journal entries are posted. And this is the critical report, with critical month end report, which is run by the business users. And if your aging report and your GL balance is not matching, then obviously it's a production support issue. We need to get into details. So we need to get into that particular checklist, which I'll explain you in a while, which gives you the details of the reasons why there could be discrepancy between your aging report balance and your GL balance. And in some cases, there could be a data corruption issues. And obviously, in those cases, you need to raise a service request with Oracle to get a data fix. And in our current client, obviously, every month at least we'll have we have close to 40 operating units which fall under 25 ledgers, and every month at least in some of the other operating unit or ledger we'll have one issue and we'll raise a 7 SR. That is because of the data corruption issues. Okay, so here you can see grand total amount of 277,700. Now if I go and check for the account GL account balance, so I need to check the your receivable account balance in GL. Okay, I should be able to see that particular balance, but I don't think so it will be, but we'll try now. So when I say receivable account balance, the receivable account code combination which you have used in your transaction type setup. In all the transactions, we will be generally using only one account, and whatever the account, we can go to the any of one of the transaction and we can check the receivable account what we have used. And receivable account is 1210. Before we do that, let me run the create accounting to ensure that everything get pushed off. And also go to GL, query for journals in the period of October, check if there are any unposted entries. There are a lot of unposted entry with a source of receivables, because that is what we are interested. When are these created? On 4th of October. Now I will post this. I think all these are batches. Post this. Yeah. So I'm ensuring that there is no unposted journals in GL. As I ran the create accounting program in AR, let me try to rerun the aging report once again. Wait for the create accounting program to be completed. So in a live environment, generally this particular task is actually a couple of our tasks for the business users to ensure that everything they follow the checklist and ensure that everything is clear. So some of the programs in turn triggers few more programs. Ensure that all the other programs triggered by our main program are also completed before we proceed. Let me again once again check if there are any unposted. Still there are few more unposted entries. Looks like these were created just now. Post this. Yeah. So wait for this particular program to be completed, and then we will run the aging report in AR, and then we will check the account inquiry for that particular code combination. So as we did not complete all the processes, you may or may not see the balance being matching. Okay. Now first run the aging report. Customer report summary, invoice summary, report format detail. Okay. While it is running, let me go back to GL. So what is my account code combination? 02. So my GL is showing 279,000. And now let us check my AR. It is showing 277,000. Okay. So obviously somewhere some things are not processed properly, or something is missing. So we need to get into the details. Okay. But that's how generally users do a reconciliation between your AR and GL. You should ensure that your aging balance should match with your GL account balance. If it is not matching, then you need to cross check all other operating units, and you need to get into the details as to why it is not matching. So some of the scenarios could be data got stuck somewhere, some of the scenarios could be data got corrupted, and some of the scenarios could be you have used that particular receivable account directly in GL for passing of the manual entries, which you are not supposed to, but there are some scenarios wherein you do that. So if you look at the checklist, so this is the checklist for the period closure. Before you close your AR period, you need to run your subledger period close exceptions report and ensure that there are no exceptions. If there are any exceptions, then you need to take an action on that. Ensure that all inbound interfaces into your AR are complete and there are no transactions which are stuck in the AR interface. And ensure that if there are any receipt batches, they are remitted. And ensure that if there are any OM to AR processes, they are complete and the data is pushed into AR. And also ensure that create accounting program is ran and all the transactions are accounted and transferred to GL successfully. If there are issues with any of these processes, then in some cases you will not be able to close the period, and in some cases you will not be able to match your AR balance with your GL. And as far as the closing process is concerned, it is pretty straightforward. You can go to the screen and change the status from close to open, and the navigation I already mentioned in the document. So I want to close the October period. Okay, just change the status from open to closed. So there are different statuses like closed, closed pending, not opened, open. So once it is open, either you can go to closed or closed pending. You cannot go to future or not open. So if it is a closed pending, so I'll give you an example of our current client. In our current client, for one of the ledger, I think UK ledger, we were not able to close the period because there is a some issue for which we have raised an S7SR, and even over the weekend now the current 7SR is actually going on. We were not able to close the period on 30th of September because of this particular issue, and Oracle support engineer is working on that since last couple of days, but business users cannot wait. So what we have done is we have put the status of the period from close to, I mean, we are not able to put it in close status, so we put it in close pending. If you put it in close pending, what will happen is you can still, system will not allow you to enter any transactions on that particular period. Okay, but still you can proceed with the future period. But as far as that particular period is concerned, it's still kind of a pending status. You have not yet closed. Now, once we get a data fix from Oracle, we need to apply the data fix. Then only we'll be able to change the status from closed pending to closed. The reason why we put it in closed pending is so that no user will be able to do a data entry under that particular period. So now I'll try to change the status from closed pending to say closed. Now try to save this. It says please wait checking for unposted items. Click on OK. I get a message saying that you must post all transactions in this period before you close. So looks like some receipts or some adjustment or some transactions are not posted successfully. Hence it is giving this message. Click on OK. Now it is not allowing me to put it in close pending status. Sorry, put it in close status. Now only option left for me in this current environment is change it to open. But in my live environment, I cannot put it in open status. I should be able to put it only in close. I need to put it in only close pending status. Otherwise, users can start using that particular period. Any questions here on the period closure?
Again, Arvind, you said like you're going to check the adjustments or balances. By which report you are going to check that which are all missing or which are not matching?
Okay, the first thing what you need to do is you need to run your subledger period close exceptions report. So this is the report which will show you the details of all the exceptions for which you are not able to close the period. Again, I mean, so in this case, I think it's a bad example because like we are on 7th of October and we are trying to close October. System will allow that. So there could be some transactions which are created maybe future date and we did not run the create accounting for the future dates. But this subledger period close exception report will show you the details of all those exceptions which are preventing you from closing the period. And in our current client, the problem is for some reason the subledger period close exception report is also not showing anything, but still I am not able to close the period. So that's a product issue. We raised an SR and looks like there is something called orphan records which got created somewhere in the background. And Oracle is now trying to come up with that particular data fix which will delete those orphan records. Once those orphan records are deleted, I should be able to close the period. Okay, looks like it got stuck. Let me close and reopen. It's not even allowing me to go there. It's not allowing me to close this. Okay, directly do a close from here. Okay, subledger period close exception for completed. Click on view output. It opens in Word document. Okay. Okay, looks like there are some adjustments which are created with say future date. Okay, this is unprocessed. October 8th. We have been running a create accounting with today's date. And there is some adjustment which is in pending status. So if you remember, this is adjustment which we have created before assigning of the approval limits to my user ID. And now it has gone for approval to my supervisor. So now I'll not be able to delete that particular transaction. At the same time, I did not even actually, in my case, I did not even kind of a setup manager to my user in HRMS. So this is kind of stuck in the workflow. Now I need to go to the workflow, cancel the workflow. Of course, I do not have access to that, but like in general, now I need to go to the workflow, cancel the workflow, and then get the adjustment deleted. I need to create a fresh adjustment. And as far as this particular receipt is concerned, I should be able to run create accounting with the date of 8th of October, and then I should be able to proceed further. So these are the two exceptions because of which I was not able to close the period. And these are also maybe these are the two exceptions because of which maybe our aging report and GL report are also not matching. Okay. Any other questions on the period closure?
No, Arvind.
Okay. And there are a couple of points which I had mentioned, like system allows you to keep, you can change the status from open to close, and system also allows you to keep any number of periods open at a time in AR. But the suggested thing is always keep maybe only 1 or 2 periods in an open status. So we have different business scenarios. So in our current client, we always have, I mean, always not always, like we have 2 periods open in the first week of a month, and after that it will be only 1 period. So in our case, generally September period is closed roughly on 4th or 5th of October. September period is closed on roughly 4th or 5th of October. So that means in the first 1 week we will have both September and October open. On 5th of October we will close September period, and only October period will be in open status. And then October period will be closed roughly on 3rd of November. So that means for the first 3 days, both October November periods will be open. We have got different reasons for that. I'll not get into those details. But from a system perspective, it will allow to keep more than 1 period open in AR, AP, as well as GL. Once we get into the fixed assets module, that is our next session. In the fixed assets, you'll see that at any particular point in time, you will have only 1 period open. System will not allow you to keep more than 1 period open. That's the limitation which Oracle has built. Not sure what is the reason for that, but that's how fixed assets works. Okay. So any other questions before I get into the cash management? I should be able to quickly complete this cash management topics also.